Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The three-day search for the missing Lake Summerset boater comes to a tragic end. Now investigators are trying to fill in the blanks. Running for office during a global pandemic has politicians working harder to get their message to voters. Local candidates share their strategies. One Illinois school is looking at other colleges' strategies when it comes to containing a COVID outbreak. Officials share the methods they're hoping will allow classes to resume. Good evening, I'm Brittany Toulis. Eric and Mimi are off tonight. We begin with an update in the search for a man who went missing while boating on Lake Summerset in Winnebago County. The Lake Summerset Association confirmed dive crews found the 64-year-old man's body this afternoon. He had been missing since Monday. Investigators told us he was on board a boat, jumped into the water, and that was the last time anyone saw him alive. Rockford police tonight search for a gunman behind the city's 18th murder of the year. The shooting happened just after 10 last night in a neighborhood on Elm Street near Central and West State Street. The victim died at the hospital. We've asked police if they had a lead on any suspect or a motive for the shooting. They told us they can't provide an update on this at the time. We mentioned moments ago this is Rockford's 18th murder so far this year. It was 15 the same time last year, and there were only 20 for all of 2019. One state line top cop is moving on to another job. Beloit's police chief, David Zabloski, accepted an offer to become the chief of the Fargo Police Department in North Dakota. Fargo City Commission extended the job offer at the end of last month. Zabloski was sworn in Beloit as the police chief in 2015. His last day in that role will be September 25th. The governor will be in Rockford tomorrow touting a grant for a state line job agency. The Workforce Connection is set to receive an employment recovery grant. No word on much, but the money will be used to fund training programs. Job seekers can enroll in a program that'll earn them a certification in an industry they choose. Governor Pritzker is scheduled to speak at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We will live stream it on our Facebook page and mystateline.com. As of today, over 125 students and staff at Northern Illinois University have COVID-19 infections. 24 of the active virus cases are students, 2 are employees. Since mid-August, just under 160 people at NIU have caught coronavirus. 32 of those people have recovered. At this time, NIU is not considering switching to virtual learning only. This is Bradley University just implemented a 2-week quarantine for all of their students. The school says it has about 4 dozen confirmed cases and more than 500 in quarantine. Classes have shifted to remote learning. Bradley says it allows students to continue their education while it determines what to do next.
There are a dozen or so institutions that have implemented this 2-week quarantine and seen positive results. So we wanted to take that step first before we came in and just said, we're done, we can't do it. So it's kind of like, here's your chance. Make a change, do the right thing.
The quarantine ends September 23rd at 7 a.m. Students caught violating the order will face disciplinary action. The State Department of Public Health released today's new case count, and Winnebago County reached a dubious milestone. We'll have more on that tonight at 6. Public health experts fear the COVID-19 crisis is overshadowing another ongoing health crisis, youth vaping. New federal data shows it's down, but more than 3 million teens are still doing it. Raquel Martin reports lawmakers want the Trump administration to step up its prevention efforts. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
My heart sinks because of this.
Dr. Panagis Galiasantos with the American Lung Association says he's concerned the coronavirus crisis is making teen vaping even more dangerous.
It wasn't surprising when I saw these patients in the intensive care unit fighting for their lives.
A new Stanford University study shows teens who vape are 7 times more likely to contract the virus. And Galiasantos says the country can't ignore the trend.
My concern is every day we delay, we're just allowing more and more kids, more youth, to become addicted to these products.
A brand new FDA study shows that while the number of teens reporting using e-cigarettes has dropped since a federal ban was announced earlier this year, still nearly 4 million continue to use the products and report using them more often. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin says the FDA must do more.
It's now an addiction which can affect the quality of your lungs at a time when we're so vulnerable to this COVID-19.
But Mike Hogan with the vaping lobbying firm Smoke Free Alternatives denies vaping contributes to the virus.
I don't think there's any scientific foundation for what they're saying.
And he warns harsh federal regulations will backfire.
We're probably going to end up handing this harm reduction industry back to big tobacco, who has no incentive to help people quit smoking.
So far, the FDA is not reporting a link between COVID and vaping. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Today is the deadline for e-cigarette manufacturers to get FDA approval to keep their products on shelves. Those who miss the deadline will be deemed unsafe and illegal. An Illinois woman becomes the first this year to contract a different virus. She became infected last month for West Nile virus and lives in DuPage County. Common symptoms include fever, headache, nausea, and muscle aches. However, in severe cases, West Nile causes meningitis and can be deadly. Last year, 1 person died, 28 were infected. Wisconsin is a major battleground state in the presidential election. A Marquette University poll shows Joe Biden's lead there is shrinking. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. The poll shows 47% of likely voters are behind the Democrat compared to President Trump's 43%. That's a 4 percentage difference. But in July, Biden had a 6-point lead. Then last month, it dropped to 5. 10 electoral votes are up for grabs in Wisconsin. In the 2016 election, Trump won the Badger State against Hillary Clinton. OSF, more Rockford businesses affected by the health crisis could benefit from federal funding. About $1 million is coming from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. It's through the Community Development Block Grants program. Up to $25,000 can be given out to one owner. The first $10,000 is a grant. The remaining $15,000 will be given out as a loan that must be paid back within 4 years at 0% interest.
And so if a business owner is making has an income of $39,000 or less, they would be eligible for this program because this program tends to focus on low to moderate income business owners.
Rockford business owners can apply for the upcoming round of federal assistance from September 14th through the 18th. OSF St. Anthony says goodbye to a pair of employees who together have helped keep the hospital running for over half a century. Carl and Brenda Mines are retiring. Brenda spent 40 years as a nurse, Carl over 20 as part of the maintenance department. Both the Mineses say they're going to miss seeing the people they've worked alongside over the years.
But the one thing that really moves me the most about it all is they never really leave you. I mean, they come back. Many of them have already been in here today to say thank you, that they won't forget us, and it makes us feel real special.
Not only was today his retirement party, today's also Carl's birthday. So congratulations to both Brenda and Carl, and happy birthday, Carl. As if 2020 couldn't get any weirder, a Loves Park man proves lightning can strike twice in a good way. He won $1 million playing the Powerball. He bought the ticket at this mobile gas station on North 2nd in Loves Park. But that's not the end of it. That player was on his way home from a lottery claim center after cashing in a separate $10,000 prize. The winner chose to remain anonymous.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
We have seen quite the chill out there. In fact, with temperatures this afternoon staying in the 50s, made it feel more like late October than early September. A live look with our Merciel Skytrack camera now out of the Poplar Grove Airport. We have been socked in that cloud cover, hard pressed to find any sunshine these past couple of days, and that has really done a number here on our temperatures for us this afternoon as we've stayed in the 50s, actually only making it up to 58 degrees. We've had the cloud cover, the rainfall not quite as much as what we had yesterday, but we still have had a few showers, even some drizzle and a few sprinkles kind of on and off here through much of this afternoon. One shower kind of passing up through parts of Ogle County, through New Milford, and then up towards Belvedere, now lifting up to the northeast. We will see some dry time, although there will be a little bit of drizzle and a few sprinkles over the next couple of hours, as most of the rainfall has actually been pushed a little bit further up to the north for us this afternoon. But there is another slug of moisture working in from the southwest, kind of tied into that cutoff low pressure system that's been over the Four Corners region. So as that moves in our direction later tonight and during the first half of the day tomorrow, I do anticipate the rain to pick back up as we head into our Thursday. Now that low has really brought the chill across much of the plains in the Midwest. Freeze warnings, freeze advisories in effect as a little up to the north as we've got that early season chill that has been taking place place across much of the upper Midwest. It's not going to get that cold for us tonight because we will be socked in that cloud cover, but unfortunately, we're really not going to see much of a spread in our temperatures over these next couple of days. Now, as we go through the rest of this evening, don't be surprised if you see a couple of light showers, maybe a little bit of drizzle or a few sprinkles over the next couple of hours. But again, as we get into tomorrow morning, that chance for rain is actually going to pick back up as we head through the daylight hours tomorrow, and that will stay with us during the first half of the day. I think into the early part of the afternoon, we've got that chance for that rainfall. After that, once we get into tomorrow evening, we actually have an area of high pressure building into the north of us. It doesn't do much to get rid of the cloud cover. The cloud cover is going to stay fairly thick, but we should start to see that rain chance decrease by tomorrow evening and then during the day on Friday. Unfortunately, Friday, you'd hope with high pressure you'd get more sunshine. Not necessarily the case. We'll still see more clouds than sun. Might see actually a little peak of sunshine as we go through our Friday afternoon. Let's talk rainfall because we're 9 days into the month of September and we have already had 4.73 inches of rain come down, and month to date, so for the first 9 days here of the month, that actually places us as the second wettest September, or at least start to September, with that 4.73 inches of rain. Coming in and first, 1941 was 6.85. Let's talk temperatures because it's been chilly out there. 54 degrees in Freeport, 57 in Rockford. We did manage that 60-degree mark in Belvedere. Probably didn't really feel too much like that. But look at that temperature spread this afternoon from the 70s and the 80s, not that far away, to the 40s and the 50s you've got further up to the north, and even the 30s kind of spilling down here on the lee side of the Rockies. That's a good testament as to just how strong this storm system is. Again, more typical of something that we would see during the late September, October months than early September. And actually today, with that high of 58 degrees, we broke our record cold high for this afternoon, which was 63, set back in 1924. Remember, yesterday we tied that. Tomorrow, forecast high of 59. That's just 1 degree off from, again, that record cold high. So there really isn't going to be much movement in those temperatures these next couple of days, although we are going to gain some ground as we head into Friday. Highs back into the mid and upper 60s, maybe even see some 70s there, but we should reach that 70-degree mark on Saturday. The chance for thunderstorms will return, though, Friday evening going into the first half of Saturday. We might get a break during the afternoon and then see another round of some showers and a few isolated thunderstorms towards the evening as another cold front comes in. But that front will work to dry us out a little bit here by the end of the weekend and into next week. Brittany, as our temperatures will turn a little more seasonable and we'll see more sunshine and some dry time too, with highs back in the mid and upper 70s.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Lepper.
Fred VanVleet will become a free agent at the end of this NBA season. The end could come tonight for the Toronto Raptors. If they lose to the Celtics, they'll be eliminated from the playoffs, and their hopes of winning another championship will be gone. There's a lot of speculation about whether or not the Raptors will make a strong pitch to re-sign VanVleet. Other teams like the Knicks and Pistons are expected to pursue him. All VanVleet cares about right now is winning tonight's game. He says the Raptors haven't played their best basketball lately.
Just a combination of really bad play on our part, embarrassing effort sometimes, lack of shot making, lack of execution. And you add that to a team that if you let them feel good, they're really hard to stop.
Another Rockford native is ready to launch his pro career this weekend. James Robinson will suit up for the Jacksonville Jaguars for their NFL opener against the Colts. He's made a strong impression on his teammates and coaches, who admit Robinson might be just a bit nervous for his NFL debut.
He's a no-nonsense guy. He really is. He is. I try to get under his skin a little bit. I ask him if he's nervous every day. He is a very poised individual, no nonsense. He's ready to go. You know, we'll see when Sunday hits, the first time we give him the ball, the first time there's a 3rd and 1 or we got to get a yard. We'll see how he does. But we have every indication that we've seen in training camp that he can handle it. He can handle the workload. He's tough. He's strong. He's got great vision. He can explode through holes. We've been impressed with him.
But, man, he's a great guy. He's coming in. He's, gained all the respect of all the older guys because he came in, knew his stuff, took the responsibility that he had, proved that he's, deserved it.
Well, Matt Nagy says Cairo Santos will be the Bears' kicker Sunday against the Lions. Robert Quinn is still iffy with a bad ankle. He did not practice again today. And David Montgomery was limited on practice due to his groin injury. The Cubs and White Sox both take the field tonight. The Sox in Pittsburgh, the Cubs host the Reds. That's sports. We'll be right back.
We've got the cloud cover out there this evening. Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Temperatures as a result of all that cloud cover today stuck in the 50s, low 50s at that, a little closer to where the rain has been, a bit more on the steadier side. Back off to the north and to the northwest. 50 degrees right now in Galena, currently at 52 in Monroe, and we sit at 57 degrees here in Rockford. Temperatures tonight back down to around 51. We'll see some drizzle and even some fog and those low clouds here as we go through the night tonight. But I think a little more of an uptick in some of the rainfall activity once we get in after midnight and then during the first half of the day tomorrow. Because of that cloud cover, the rain, and that northeasterly wind, really no change in our air mass from today to tomorrow. I think we'll stay in the upper 50s, might get a couple of low 60s tomorrow afternoon, still below average. 69 on Friday. Some sunshine, but thunderstorms as we head Friday night into Saturday.
So keep those jackets close by a little longer. Thanks, Candace, and thanks for spending time with us tonight.